The summer isn't over, and neither is the drama, secrets, heartbreak. And new beginnings are about to hit harder than ever, okay? So the first thing you need to know is that the season 4 trailer has officially dropped. And honestly, it's giving us all the feelings, the ones that make your heart race and your brain go, wait, what just happened? Right from the start, it's clear that things are not going to be simple for Belly, Conrad, and Jeremiah like we thought. The past 3 seasons had already pushed these kids to the edge of emotional chaos, but now it's a whole new level. The trailer opens with Belly in a completely new environment, and you can immediately sense a shift in her world. She's not just the same girl from Cousins Beach, sipping iced tea under the summer sun. There's an intensity in her eyes, a maturity that screams, I've been through too much to play it safe anymore. And honestly, I can't stop thinking about how this version of Belly is going to handle all the unresolved tension from last season. Because, let's be real, the past few months or years, depending on how you measure it, haven't exactly been kind to her heart. Now, what's really interesting and slightly nerve-wracking is that Conrad and Jeremiah are both back in ways that feel complicated. Like, Conrad, our brooding, mysterious, please don't leave me again Conrad, has clearly grown into this intense, emotional force. You can see it in the trailer. The way he looks at Belly is almost hesitant, but there's fire underneath that hesitation. And then Jeremiah, who we all thought had maybe figured things out and moved on, is back in a way that throws everything into chaos. Honestly, watching these two together again in the trailer, side by side but clearly worlds apart in personality and approach, makes you realize that love triangles aren't just a trope, they're a full-blown emotional battlefield, and I love it. I really do, even if it's going to hurt me watching it unfold. But here's where the suspense really kicks in. The trailer isn't just about romantic tension. There are subtle hints dropped about family drama, secrets resurfacing, and what I can only describe as life-altering choices waiting for our characters. Like, there's a moment, just a flash in the trailer, where you see Belly confronting someone with tears in her eyes, and I swear, the way it's shot makes you feel like you've walked into the middle of an earthquake. And that's what this season seems to promise, emotional tremors that shake every relationship, every trust, and every decision our characters make. The summer vibe isn't gone, it's still there, but it's mixed with this palpable tension that makes me feel like no one is safe from heartbreak or betrayal this time around. And honestly, isn't that exactly what keeps us coming back? Those moments where your heart aches, your brain says, no, she can't do that, and your soul screams, just wait, it's coming. Another thing that really stands out is how the trailer hints at new characters entering the mix. And yes, I know that might sound like the usual, more drama, more trouble, but it feels different this time. There's an air of mystery around these new faces, like they're not just here to shake up the love triangle. They bring secrets, hidden agendas, and a sense of unpredictability that makes you realize this season could redefine the story entirely. Imagine our beloved Cousins Beach turned into a playground for chaos, emotional stunts, and moral dilemmas that make you question every single decision Belly has made so far. It's thrilling but also terrifying, because you know that every smile, every seemingly harmless encounter, might be layered with consequences we haven't even imagined yet. And let's talk about the cinematography for a second, because yes, the trailer gives us some insane visuals. Like, the sun-drenched beaches, the long, lingering shots of characters staring into her eyes, and it's almost poetic. But mixed with the tension, those visuals feel like a perfect trap. You're lulled in by the beauty of the scenery, the nostalgia of summer, and then bam, they throw in a scene that makes your stomach drop. A confrontation, a tearful confession, or a heated argument that you didn't see coming. That's the genius of it. It makes you feel everything at once. And it mirrors exactly what this season is going to be: emotional, messy, and impossible to look away from. Honestly, the trailer leaves you with one big question hanging over your head. What's next for Belly? We saw her grow in the past seasons, but now, with the stakes higher, the relationships more tangled, and the choices more consequential, it feels like nothing can be predicted. Will she finally figure out her heart? Or will past mistakes and unresolved feelings continue to haunt her? And let's not forget, this is the kind of story where even a single glance, a single text, or a single moment of hesitation can set off a chain reaction that changes everything. The trailer teases us, teases our emotions, and teases the very foundation of the saga in a way that makes me both anxious and ridiculously excited. So yeah, season 4 isn't just a continuation, it's a full-on emotional roller coaster that promises heartbreak, passion, suspense, and those moments that make you literally gasp out loud. And honestly, I can't wait to see how it all unfolds, because based on this trailer alone, it looks like Belly, Conrad, and Jeremiah are about to take us on the most intense summer yet. One thing's for sure, the story isn't over, and it's About to get way more complicated than any of us expected. Now, let's talk about the tension between Conrad and Belly because, honestly, that's what the trailer teases the most, and I am so here for it. From the very first frame, you can feel that there's history weighing down every interaction. It's not just we like each other, but there's drama. No, this feels deeper, heavier, and honestly, a little dangerous. You see it in the way Conrad looks at Belly, like he's both desperate and cautious, aware that the past could ruin everything if they slip even a little, and Belly has that mix of confidence and hesitation that just screams, I've learned from my mistakes, but I still don't know what I want. It's frustrating, thrilling, and addictive all at the same time. The trailer really leans into that push and pull energy between them, and I can't help but notice how different this is from last season. Back then, it was all innocent, awkward, puppy love kind of tension, but now, the spark feels raw, urgent, and dare I say dangerously grown up. There's this scene just a second long, but you can tell Conrad's holding back something. Maybe he's afraid Belly will reject him, or maybe he's afraid of what he's going to do next. And with Belly, there's that subtle defiance, that I won't be fooled again energy. But you can see her heart betraying her brain every time Conrad is near. Honestly, this dynamic alone could carry an entire season without any extra drama because it's that intense. And I have to admit I live for that intensity. Then there's Jeremiah, who, if we're being honest, is not just a background character anymore. The trailer hints at him having a storyline that isn't just the nice guy left behind. He's grown, he's confident, and there's this almost dangerous calm about him. Like he's not going to sit idly while Conrad and Belly navigate their complicated feelings. And yes, that makes me anxious because we all know the brothers' rivalry was emotional before. But now, it feels layered. You can see that Jeremiah might finally take control of his own story instead of just being in Conrad's shadow, and let's be real, that could mean heartbreak for someone, probably more than one someone, and you just know the trailer is teasing those gut-wrenching moments that will make us all scream at the screen. But it's not just about love triangles and emotional explosions. There's something bigger happening here. The trailer subtly hints at new challenges in Belly's life choices. She has to make that feel impossible, like, there's a moment where she's staring off into the distance, looking torn, and you get the feeling that this summer isn't just about relationships. It's about growing up in the harshest way possible, making decisions that could affect not just her heart but her entire future. And honestly, that's exciting because it takes the story beyond just romantic drama. It feels like the writers are saying, we're raising the stakes, and you're going to feel every second of it. And speaking of stakes, can we just pause for a second to talk about the suspense? Because this trailer drips suspense. There are moments, quick flashes of arguments, tearful confrontations, and those lingering glances that scream something is about to explode. And yes, the audience knows it. We know that no one is safe from emotional fallout. Every smile could hide betrayal, every hug could be a setup, and every casual conversation might hold secrets we aren't ready to discover yet. It's thrilling, but also exhausting in the best possible way. I mean, honestly, if you're watching this trailer without holding your breath at least once, are you even paying attention? Also, let's not forget the hints at Belly's growth. She's clearly different now, more self-aware, maybe even more strategic, but the trailer also teases that she's still human. She still makes mistakes, she still lets emotions guide her sometimes instead of logic. And that combination, confidence mixed with vulnerability, is going to make every choice she makes feel incredibly suspenseful, like you're constantly on edge, waiting to see whether she's going to rise to the challenge or fall into the same patterns that caused heartbreak in the past. And honestly, I love that about this story. It's not just predictable romance, it's messy, human, and completely gripping. And then there's the visual storytelling in the trailer, which I can't stop thinking about. The way they frame certain shots, like Conrad watching Belly from a distance, or Belly pausing before walking into a tense situation. It's cinematic, yes, but also loaded with emotional weight. Every single moment feels deliberate, like the creators are dropping breadcrumbs for the audience, teasing what's coming without giving away too much. And that's genius because it keeps us guessing. You can feel the tension build. You can feel the heartbreak coming. And you can feel the suspense that makes you want to watch the entire season immediately, even though you know it's going to wreck your emotions. Honestly, This section of the trailer alone is proof that Season 4 is not here to play it safe. It's here to challenge the characters, challenge their relationships, and challenge us as viewers. The mix of emotional intensity, suspenseful pacing, and hints of unexpected twists makes it clear this season will demand our full attention. And trust me, based on what I've seen, once you start, there's no putting this roller coaster down until the very end. Now, here's where things start to get really interesting, because the trailer drops hints about new characters entering Belly's world, and let me tell you, they're not just here for cute side plots. There's this mysterious energy around them that immediately makes you think something's about to go very wrong or very right depending on who survives the emotional chaos. One of them, from what we can see, is charming, confident, and maybe a little too perfect, which of course screams trouble for Belly and her heart. And then there's another who seems quieter, more introspective, and you immediately feel like there's something hidden beneath the surface, something that could flip the entire story on its head. Honestly, the trailer does a fantastic job of teasing these new dynamics without giving away too much. And I can't stop thinking about how this will affect not just Belly, but Conrad and Jeremiah as well. And speaking of Conrad and Jeremiah, the tension between the brothers is off the charts in this trailer. I mean, last season we saw some hints of rivalry, but here, it feels like there's a slow-burning storm waiting to explode. You see them in separate scenes, but the way the trailer cuts back and forth between them is calculated. Every glance, every slight frown, every subtle movement is screaming competition, jealousy, and unresolved feelings. And honestly, watching this makes me simultaneously anxious and excited, because we all know that when these two are involved, the emotional stakes are never just about romance. Family, loyalty, and past regrets come into play, which makes every decision feel heavy and consequential. And you just know that this is going to lead to some heart-wrenching confrontations that will leave fans divided and screaming at the screen. But let's pause for a moment and talk about Belly herself, because the trailer hints at a transformation. That's wow, she's grown from the slightly awkward, dreamy girl we met in Season 1 into someone who's confident, bold, and unafraid to take risks, but also someone who can be incredibly reckless with her heart. There are moments in the trailer where you can see her hesitation, the tiny micro-expressions that reveal she's still learning, still navigating, and still making choices that will affect everyone around her. And honestly, that's the most compelling part of this season. It's not just about who she ends up with. It's about whether she can survive the whirlwind of emotions, drama, and consequences that seem to be coming her way. Every decision she makes is going to ripple through her world, and you can't help but lean in, heart pounding, wondering what comes next. Another thing that really stands out in this trailer is the sense of high stakes beyond romance. There are glimpses of intense arguments, tearful confrontations, and moments of unexpected betrayal that hint this season isn't just going to be a summer romance story. There's a darker, more suspenseful energy woven in, suggesting that the choices our characters make will have long-term consequences. And honestly, that's thrilling. It's the kind of tension that keeps you on edge, making you question every action, every word, and every glance. You find yourself thinking, wait, did she just do that? Did he just say that? What does this mean for everyone involved? And that's exactly what a trailer should do. It teases just enough to hook you, but leaves you desperate for the season itself. And can we talk about the emotional choreography here? Because the trailer is masterful at showing how these relationships, romantic, familial, and friendly, are tangled, messy, and unpredictable. You see fleeting moments of joy, intimacy, and connection, but they're juxtaposed with tension, heartbreak, and doubt. It's this constant ebb and flow that makes the story feel alive. You're not just watching characters make choices, you're watching consequences unfold in real time, and it's exhausting, thrilling, and completely addictive. And honestly, it makes me realize just how much this saga has matured alongside its characters. It's no longer just summer flings and awkward teenage love, it's a deep dive into human emotion, vulnerability, and the chaos of growing up while navigating love and loss. Finally, let's not ignore the pacing hinted at in this trailer. It's fast, yes, but it's controlled. There are moments of slow, reflective tension, where you can practically feel the characters' thoughts and hesitations, followed by sudden bursts of drama that make your heart jump. It's like the creators are intentionally playing with your emotions, pushing you from anticipation to dread to exhilaration in just a few seconds. And honestly, that's the genius of it. This isn't just a trailer, it's a masterclass in teasing. And it promises a season where the stakes are higher, the drama is more intense, and the suspense is absolutely unbearable in the best possible way. So yeah, by the time the trailer ends, you're left with that undeniable feeling this summer isn't just another chapter. It's a storm that's about to hit, and every character, Belly, Conrad, Jeremiah, and the new arrivals is standing in the eye of it. And honestly, I'm terrified and thrilled at the same time. This season promises heartbreak, romance, suspense, and those gut punch moments that make us scream, cry, and laugh all at once. And based on this trailer, I can already tell, nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever be the same for our favorite characters. And now, let's talk about the potential plot twists, because the trailer is practically daring us to overthink everything. There are subtle hints dropped in the background, fleeting moments that you might miss if you blink, but if you pay attention, they scream drama. Like, there's a scene where Belly is looking at something or someone with a mixture of shock and disbelief, and honestly, it makes me wonder, what could she have just discovered? A secret from the past, a betrayal, or maybe a revelation about one of the new characters? And yes, this is exactly what makes the trailer so addictive. You can't just watch it casually. You're constantly analyzing every glance, every expression, and every movement, trying to predict what's coming next. It's like a puzzle where each piece is designed to mess with your emotions before the season even begins. Then there's the undeniable romantic tension that this season is building. Conrad and Belly's connection is clearly going to be tested in ways we haven't seen before. There's a scene in the trailer, just a few seconds, where Conrad reaches out, and you can literally feel the hesitation in both of them. It's that delicate dance of wanting each other but being afraid of what could happen if they let themselves fall too hard. And Jeremiah, he's not backing down either. You can see flashes of him stepping up, showing confidence and vulnerability at the same time, and it makes you realize that this isn't going to be a simple choice for Belly. She's going to have to navigate love, loyalty, and her own desires, all while the summer and the drama is at its peak. Honestly, the tension is palpable, and the trailer does a perfect job of letting us feel it without revealing too much. But here's the kicker: the trailer also teases emotional confrontations that are going to leave us screaming at the screen. There's a brief moment where two characters are arguing, their voices raised, faces tense, and it's clear that something big is being said, something that could change the course of relationships forever. And the way it's cut in the trailer, absolute genius. It makes you hold your breath, waiting to see what happens next. You can tell the writers are not holding back this season. Every conversation could be a bomb waiting to explode. Every decision could trigger heartbreak, and every secret that comes to light could reshape the story entirely. Honestly, it's thrilling and terrifying all at once.